Hello, everyone. Thanks all for tuning in. Let's wait a couple of minutes while people join us. If you don't mind. Good football games today. Cleveland won. Go Brownies. It's cold here today, 53. I know for the people up north, that's not too, it's like sunshine, like a warm day for them. But it's been a cooler day for us. There you go. There's some more people. Hey, guys. When you come on in, just say, if you can, hit the thumbs up and say hi in the chat if you like. And then we will get going on a particular idea I wanted to talk about today. There we go. So let's talk about, well, you know, the one thing I need you guys to take with you today as you go forward in your life is honesty. I want you to be this word. There is no greater freedom than being truthful, but not in that bullshit way that society tells you to. We're not talking about that way. The true self shall set you free idea. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the subjective or the internal truth. Okay? I'm talking about the internal truth with yourself. And I want you all to feel, you have to feel, we're so hell-bent on thinking down here, we don't rely, we don't develop, we don't use our intuition, we don't use our skill set. Pardon me. Hey, Nate. Our skill set of our own intuition, our own trust, okay? We don't do that. We don't do that. We think, and we think thinking is based on reason, okay? Honesty is a different relationship. Now, you can be honest outside. You told someone a lie, be honest with me. You can be honest and recant the lie or whatever. I'm not talking about that outside horse shit, because that's just this distraction. Hey, Smitty, it's just a distraction. I really want you to understand the brutal honesty it takes to transcend. Every single time you come across a questionable part of you, you have to develop the skill set of trust in your kingdom and the intuition, truth, that honesty about it. See, your mind wants to tell you a story. It has dialogue. It has something it's already put together for you that seems easy and logical, and it solicits a very wonderful, emotional, accomplishing feeling. Hey, Timmy. And what that does is it makes decisions of life. And that decision is a vibration. And that vibration attracts, interprets, creates reality. Make no mistake about it. It is the law of attraction at work. So you have to look at those honest decisions with yourself on where you're feeling the intuition part of you and the reactive, the thinking, the logical, the reasoning person. When you start to be more honest with yourself, you might come across the experience of loss. You might, the fear of loss, the fear of change, the fear of, I might do or say something that's offensive or not, let's say, very well accepted. Well, you're going to have to offend somebody. You're going to offend somebody because humans are all structured in what they consider rightful action and wrongful action. If they're using what we would call a polarized view of reality or dualistic view, right and wrong, good and bad, right? And that's Pretty much everybody, right? But what is nature by itself? What is nature? Everything, creation, all of it, the nature of reality by itself. What is it? By in and of itself, fundamentally, it is one thing and one thing only, and it never, ever, 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 ever will change. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. Please. Hello, Aaron. Hi, Corey. It's unconditional, guys. You have to remember it is absolutely unconditional. So all of it is happening for no fucking reason except one. Everyone is expressing their truth. And everyone who is interpreting those truths is creating their experience and their reality. And it's working sequential-taneous everywhere all the time. So you can't stop that mechanism. You can't stop the unconditional from happening. That's why there's no reason to explain anything. There's no reason for anything. You can create reasons. You can create logic. You can create, and we've created those things in our dualistic to try to understand pain. We really don't care for the reasons of good things happening to us unless we suspect, oh, wait a minute, this might be a trick, or this is too good to be true, and we kick reality in the nuts and reject our own attractions. We get that too, right? So, but we want to explain the pain away. So we have to look at that, and if you are being honest, you're going to offer pain because you're going to offend, not purposely, not maliciously, just because you're being yourself. And if you do not, mark my words, masters, do not discount this. If you do not develop the skill set to develop your persona by choosing the self you truthfully, heartfully, honestly think that's your best self, choose it each and every time so you may evolve. If you don't, you're going to get the history of your life repeated. Because vibration doesn't quit. It doesn't change. It follows you. You're the one telling the will of the now, this is what I am, each and every time, and it reflects that back. Here's what you are each and every time. And the greatest thing about it all is you have an opportunity to change. That's where the honesty has to be in play. And I know it hurts. I fucking hate it. I don't like things that hurt. I don't like things that get upsetting. I don't like anxiety. I don't like any of the things that give me emotions that would be considered mediocre down. Depression, anxiety, angst, wonder, need. Wonder's okay because it's a good feeling. I wonder what that is. Right? It's a good feeling. Things that are good, we don't bitch about. We really don't like the bad. And then I get why. I get why the human collective loves their escapes. They love their sugars. They love their things that give them reasons to victimize themselves. They have escapes with drugs, with identities, with a whole bunch of things that give them a way to justify their existence and whatever's happened to them. And that's a fantastic human journey. But we're not humans, we're gods, we're creators. So we have to be honest with ourselves and deplete that inner self and trust this intuition. I'm going through a part of my life right now to where I've ceased all of my activities except this in my classes. I'm not writing right now. I'm not well, I guess that's pretty much the only other thing I do. I have a couple of the activities, and I haven't ceased those. Those are like, there's just parts of me I don't want to do things anymore because I want to make sure they're me. See, how do I know that? Well, if I'm doing things for reasons, and the action itself leads to a satisfactory, then I must consider that that's an identity. I must at least consider that. And if I consider it and I take the action and I look at the action, and I want to understand the reasons behind it. I can do the human thing, but I also can trust the intuition and the honesty, and those answers might not be comfortable for you because they led to a series of other thoughts. They led to a series of other thoughts. The mind is an algorithm. And remember, don't discount this. Thoughts are choices. They are not standards. They are not scriptures. They are not must-dos. Don't fucking bow down to your thoughts. Allow them, observe them, transcend them through surrender and acceptance, but do not obey them if you choose it's not your truth. That's the mastery of awakening. That's enlightenment. Get over it, get through it, get masterful, and watch your life change if you do so. But you have to discern. You have to be honest with these things. So I find these parts of me about the anxiety and the angst about external authorities and the things that scare me, that fucking scare me. I mean, 57-year-old woman on the planet Earth, and I'm afraid like I'm a 4-year-old girl. I'm just afraid of a 4-year-old child. Why would I be afraid of my own reality? Because the world is full of fearful potentials because they're represented by actions. And those actions are represented on the news and the TVs. And you know, we have a president that I think is doing a hell of a job. And then we have another idea that wants to take away my rights. And I'm a human being. I wasn't asked to be born in America. And I'm born in America. And then I have to pay the taxes in America because I was born here, because I'm a citizen here. And I'm not free. There's nothing free about this world. Anywhere you go, I don't have the rule of a tyrant, and you know, until maybe Trump gets in, he becomes a fucking tyrant. But you see, all of that is thinking and reasoning, and that's my anxiety, and it all stirs up, and I'm like, what is the mastery here? What's the honesty here? Do I engage in those realities? Do I let those fears dominate my life? Well, they are. They're very painful. They're very scary. This is a very scary world, and I have to be honest with myself. I don't like the human journey this way. I don't like what's going on in the world. But the greatest thing about it is none of it's happening in my fucking living room. None of it's happening right now. I'm getting these through a reality of feed. So I got to understand, honestly, that relationship. And what that relationship is giving me is a look, an insight into myself, isn't it? It's not about the reasons things are happening, if Trump gets in or if Biden gets reelected or whatever happens. It's not about that, but that's what the mind distracts, and that's bringing reason and cause and effect and victimization. It's so seductive, so easy, and so, hey, common. Let's talk politics. Let's talk the rights and wrongs. It's so easy. But what's hard is to look at the self, an internal journey. And I was like, God damn, I got all of these anxieties, so I can't spend time outside. I have to spend time inside. So I go and I spend time inside, and I stop doing things that seemingly give me purpose and distraction. So I can just see myself bare bones. So doing nothing, you know. Well, I did my Greek lesson yesterday, you know, and I'm very passionate about learning Greek, and it's a difficult language to learn. Man, it's an ancient language, and they've modernized it a little bit, and it's really, really an exciting language. And that's why I did it, because it wasn't a reason. I like coming on here and talking to you is because I want you guys to hear me. Because I have something to say, and what I have to say is valuable to me. It's very valuable to me. It's changed my life. It's affected me. My wisdom, my channeling, the knowledge I offer is opportunistic. So I would never not give it. And it's what I love to do. So I do that, and I do the Greek because they're very moving for me. And I had to be honest enough to slow down and feel the guilt. First thing that hit me was the guilt of not doing things. You know, I moved about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't written anything in Chinks in the Armor or in Venusia except for a couple of paragraphs, and I haven't done much, and I feel guilty about it. And I was like, man, I got to get this book out. But see, then I exposed my anxiety and my obligation that I was supposed to put a book out, and I don't know who I'm supposed to do it, but I'm just for me. See, that's my identity. See, I had to travel that way to get to that deeper part of me to say, holy shit. So I stopped and I let honesty take over. I let the honesty of myself take over, you know? And I had to look at these things. I still am going to write. There's no doubt. It's not that I wasn't writing. I had to look at the reasons behind actions to find different layers of my structure. Whatever happens in the world is going to happen outside of the world. Whatever comes into my bubble in the now, right now, when it comes in the now, I will be 100% ready for it. 100%. Because I'm aware, I'm attentive, I'm focused, and I live in the now. The distractions, we're not prepared. We're thinking outside of the now. We don't understand what's going on in the now. And that's a skill that takes incredible discipline to learn how to live in the now and watch how much shit you have in the future and in the past that solicit your attention, and it pulls you out of the now. And you have to learn that skill and be honest with yourself enough to realize the one answer of why all of this doesn't need to be attended to that's outside of me is because it's just a distraction. It's just the unconditional happening. And it doesn't matter because it's not in my house. It's not in my living room. Whatever comes into my house, I am prepared for. I have the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding because I am God that creates my own reality. So I would suggest you do that. I would suggest to slow down on a lot of the activities in your mind, in yourself, in your reality, and maybe do a pass through of your activities to observe the information or the relationship with the action to find out if there's something going on there that you haven't noticed that might reveal a structure of vibrational. Every vibrational action creates a reflection, guys. You put out, you get back. And if you're reinforcing reality on the vibrational structure of lack, then your continuance with lack will only attract ways to experience your lack. Okay? I want you to be sharp on this. You guys deserve a different life. Is it bad that you don't get a different life if you don't want it? Of course not. But see, I think it's the knowledge that is really exciting here. I think it's what I consider the knowledge that's really exciting in this instance. And what I'm talking about is when you know you have a choice to be a better self and you don't, then you know it's only you, honestly, that has made that choice. And the knowledge of knowing it's up to you. It's got a very heavy weight on it at the beginning. It's got a very heavy weight on it at the beginning. But then you realize it's not a responsibility. It's a choice. Once you understand there's no judging and there's no one watching and no one is going to give you any brownie points for doing a specific way. Because you're the only one in your universe and the only one you have to be honest with is you. So if you start being honest with yourself, you might find those deeper parts of yourself you've never discovered. You know? I understand the precedence of humanity about purpose. About you all remember Thomas the Train? And Thomas the Train, and every time, you know, the big guy, the conductor guy or whatever, or and you know what he always used to say to Tom, and you were very useful today. Were you useful today? And think about what that drills into a child's mind. That the child must, on a daily basis, approve or seek approval for usefulness. And that's a tragedy. It's a human thing. It's like, yeah, you're going to be useful. You did something good. We're proud of you. Yeah. And I get that human love, parent success, outcome, pride. I get that. That's a total identity thing. But for the love of creation, what about your existence being enough without that? See, and then I had to discover that freaking drive inside of me. And my little drive of getting up early in the morning to watch Saturday cartoons was bullshit. I got up early in the morning on Saturday to make my parents happy because my dad got up early. He was in the military. So if I got up early, I was with him like him. I just was like, wanted to be like him. You know, I'm up early with you, Dad. Thought I was nuts. My brother slept in. But I continued this because it was an identity. Now I can't sleep past 6:30. If I sleep past 6:30, it's a fucking miracle. But that doesn't bother me because there's lots of things to do at 6:30. But see, now I don't have to do anything because I'm not looking to be entertained because I found out that in the now, you don't need to entertain. You need to discover. That's what the now will give you. It'll give you ways to discover relationships you've never seen in front of you. And the ones that you have that bar those relationships with the same reality in a different way. You can't imagine relating to something as simple as your house, your environment, in any other way than what you do right now. But there's absolutely thousands of ways to relate to your world, and they're discoverable in the now. But I had to see and look at the now and peel myself away, and that took fucking brutal honesty. It took brutal honesty to myself. And I said, I got to stop this habit of production. I got to stop producing and purposing myself. And it hurt and it was scary. And I have anxiety and I have to go through these bouts of depression, you know, sitting around all day and my mind just working me over that I'm purposeless. You know, I'm not useful. I haven't produced today. You know, I made Tommy breakfast. You know, I did a load of laundry. I swept the floor. You know, I was useful. But that doesn't satisfy the ego at this point. The ego's got to have pride in something. And I was just looking at this maddening algorithm, this holy shit fucking belief system running amok inside of my fucking vibration. I had to do some work, and I did. So I thought I'd bring it to you here today. I'd highly recommend slowing down. Slow down. Real quick. People want to relax because they do a hard work and they want to relax. Doing a hard work is a posture and relaxing is a posture. It's like, okay, I'm relaxing. Don't leave me alone. I need to relax. And then you have to take time to posture yourself into a relaxing. Why can't everything you do be relaxed? Well, because relax has a connotation about it. It means you're not efforting. It means it's not hard work. People make millions of dollars with phone calls. That's not hard work. That's relationship. That's understanding their internal self, attracting a world that they've mastered. It's not about making money, though. It's about finding your truth. The persona to express every and anything in front of you, your way, your individual resonance, expression of absolute will. So don't posture yourself to rest. Just find the slipstream inside of the now. Find it in the relationships. Look at what you do daily. Observe it hard for a couple of days. Look at everything. Look at the tension in your shoulders, in your body. Look how you change postures when a situation changes. Are you observing all of those things? And then when you see them, let honesty take over and choose the different self that you have available to you. So you may see a change in the world around you. And watch yourself go through the anxieties, the fears of those changes. Because you've worked so diligently to get yourself to a mediocre place with bouts of happiness, little sprinkles of happiness here and there, but just to keep it in this hostile, crazy, fearful world, they sell you that shit. It's not that. Your world is now. Make it yours. You create a freaking kingdom around you, and nothing can get into it unless it's a resonance with your truth. And your truth is not these polarized points of view. Those are beliefs. Beliefs are not creating realities. Vibration, relationships. Lack is creating realities. Unworthiness, vibration, that's what creates. What you have to do is change your worthiness. Start being your internal self. And you fade those beliefs out of debatable sides, negotiations of doubtful parts of you into knowings, into solid truths. And then you create this absolute world that nothing can get into because it's not a vibrational match to you. You can have the same ideas, but the relationships are totally different. Where this family member is negative, and now this family member is a completely different version. Your boss at work is Dickosaurus, and now your boss at work is the Candyman. But you have to start recreating your world with those honest choices. So the three things to take away is you got to learn your honesty. You got to live your now. Get out of the future, get out of the past, observe yourself, how much time you spend there, and work your way back into it. And when you're starting to look at reality as cause, remember the unconditional. It's all happening because it's reality being what it is. Reality can't exist unless it is by nature unconditional. If it's conditioned, we would have already finished. Because conditions have endings, they're boxes. There are limitations. There's boundaries. The unconditional, anything goes. So you have opportunity to really look at the deeper parts of you. It's like the layers video I did. You can just find deeper parts of you. Yes, Eric. So, anywho, that's what I wanted to offer tonight. Yeah, it's good stuff. What's exciting about this journey is that it is so intimately personal, and it is only enjoyed internally. Sharing it doesn't work too much. You can have ideas about it, but you must understand that it's all about you. And when you really grasp that truth, then the journey becomes quite exquisite, because then you understand this is all for me. So that's it for now. Oh, let me make sure this ad gets skipped so you guys don't have to watch that. You're welcome, Corey. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for today. Remember, if you need me, reach me there at Odyssey of Ascension. The website's right there. Also, there's a donation button if you care to donate, to offer your awesome blossoms to me for, well, you know what the hell it's for. And we will see you guys next week. And yeah, after Christmas, I'll let you know about the California trip and the details on the channeling that's happening out there. We're putting together the venue right now. So we'll have all that ready pretty close at the beginning of January. And I love you guys. And really, all of you, 20 of you in here right now, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with Ms. Roxanne. All right. Thank you. Look at everyone. Hey, Jillian, Eric and Aaron, Corey, Tim, Jenny, Smitty, Nay, Tim. I love you guys. Thanks all for tuning in. We will see you around the galaxies. Good night, everyone. Bye.